and welcome to Sestra-Tainment.
Sestra-Tainment.
I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we're coming to you today in regards to everything entertainment.
Yeah.
Everything, what? Entertainment.
What?
Everything, entertainment.
Entertainment.
And we don't even coordinate or plan that. So, all right. Well, sis, you're going up this week first. So what do you have?
Okay, so this whole week is just going to be a drag for everything that I have to say.
Okay.
Well, not everything, but I'm just trying to debate on which one I want to talk about first, but I think I know.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about this crappy movie that is on Netflix. It's called End of the Road.
Okay.
So the cast does have some good people in it. You got Queen Latifah, you got Ludacris, you got Beau Bridges.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a good cast. Like, those are the main characters. There are other people in there, but they're not really like important. I do love to support everything that our community puts out, but this was definitely not my favorite.
Not that. Okay.
Not that at all. So look, what I want to say.
You took a long side.
Because what I want to say and how I want to say it are going to be like, what I want to say and what I'm going to say is going to be two different things.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm just keeping it very PG. I'm keeping it rated G.
Okay.
So it took me 3 times to watch this movie.
The movie? Okay.
It's 90 minutes long, first of all.
Okay.
Which that should have been red flag number 1. Red flag, red flag.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, 3 times it took me to watch this movie. Every time, something else got my attention.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chico got my attention one time, and I started playing with him, and I wasn't paying attention.
Didn't take much.
Did not take much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bruh, it is not a good movie. Now, this is my opinion.
Okay.
This is my opinion. All right, Queen Latifah, look, you're not Meryl Streep. You're not Angela Bassett, but this movie did not do you justice at all whatsoever. I get it. You are the equalizer. You got that.
Yeah. She's kicking butt and taking names.
But this isn't the equalizer. Now, Luda, I get it. You're still getting your feet wet with acting. You have done some good things. But
as many Fast and Furious as he's done, but I guess that's in all, it's probably an hour.
Yeah, and then he did that movie with Terry Crews, John. I can't remember the name of it.
I didn't see that one.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it was I think it was a movie based on something, maybe a comic book or something. can't remember. But, excuse me, I do want to say, Ludacris, you should have passed on this movie. But it's okay. It's okay. You can bring it back up. Now, don't get me wrong. The acting and the action is there.
Okay.
But maybe, the casting could have been different. It could have been a hit if it was casted different, maybe. I don't know. Because, I mean, I could see... no, I don't know. No. No, never mind. Because it's just... Oh, gosh, I don't know.
So you're not really talking about this from a perspective of wanting people to watch it.
No, I don't want people to watch it.
You're just letting them
I
know
want
in
people
advance.
to support, but I mean, it's something you can have on in the background while you're washing clothes.
There you go. Vacuuming, cleaning the house.
Cleaning the house, or you're scrolling on TikTok, you're scrolling on Instagram, Facebook, you're in the metaverse, whatever. You can have it in the background. It just wasn't hitting like it should, man. Okay. But, so Queen Latifah, just to give you a storyline, Queen Latifah plays, this woman named Brenda. And, so she just lost her husband to cancer.
Okay.
And she put all of her money into, all this treatment for her husband. So now she's losing the house and her husband's passed. So her brother and her 2 kids have to pack up and go to Texas to go live with her mom. Now, that's the story. That's a great storyline. It's oh my God, it sounds like, okay, I can see it. But then it's on the way to Texas, everything happens.
Because they're driving.
They're driving.
They are to Texas. Okay.
They are driving a teal. His first thing, teal.
Yeah.
But they are driving a teal Yukon Denali.
Oh, they're going to stand out.
XLT.
XLT.
Yeah. Just, yeah, very flashy. Anyway, but like as they're driving, then all hell breaks loose. So now it's like they have this one spot where they're dealing with racism. There's an issue with when they stay somewhere, something happens in the room next to them, and then it's like money's involved and gunshots and car chases.
Oh my gosh.
Because there's multiple car chases.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, the action is there.
But it doesn't sound cohesive. It sounds random.
So I could just tell you what it is.
If y'all could see her face and the pain and anguish that she is showing right now.
But this, I mean, yeah. So look, okay. So how it is that while they're driving to, I don't even know where they're driving from. Actually, I didn't even pay attention that much to the movie to know where they're driving from. But they're driving from somewhere.
That's a great way to start the podcast.
I'm gonna say it's. I know, right? I'm gonna say they're driving from like California.
Okay.
Let's say they're driving from California to Texas. I say it's somewhere on the West Coast because they drive through Arizona.
Okay.
So when they stop in Arizona, was it Arizona they stop in? I think they stop in Arizona and they like have a like that's where they're gonna sleep.
Okay.
So they drive straight to Arizona. Like that's their halfway mark. So like California, like the end of Arizona, and then Arizona, Texas. Is that close enough? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But basically, they stop in Arizona. They stay at this motel.
Okay.
And like literally, it's like a motel side of the road, nothing but dust. You see tumbleweeds and everything fly by. And then like they're all in one room because they don't have no money. So then like while everybody's trying to sleep, then they hear arguing, fighting.
Oh, that's right before the car chases and gunshots.
Yeah. And then they hear a gunshot.
Okay.
Now Queen Latifah's character Brenda says, "Let's go next door and see what happens."
No.
Thank you.
No.
Thank
That
you.
is not what black people do.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. So now you see what I'm talking about now.
She should have stopped production and said, "Absolutely not.
Absolutely
This
not.
is
I am
what
not
we
doing this."
do."
Yeah.
Or when she read that in the script, said, "Nah, they got to pick somebody else because I can't even in good conscience."
Yeah. Or be like,
line.
"We need some rewrites." You know, something, something like that. So then it comes to they go into the room, and this is all what you see in the trailer. For
in the
it.
trailer, yeah.
You go to the room, dude's holding his neck, and then there's money in the room, and then somehow like
I guess they needed to go to the room because that's part of the story.
Yeah,
line.
so then now the money's missing out of the room. The police are looking for them. It's like, this is the drug lord's money, and you got a target on your head. It's like, well, how do you know that we even took the money? We don't have the money. And Ludacris is like, Psh, I mean, I'm paying for dinner tonight. So then that's when it's like, oh, you do have the money. It becomes an issue. Then that's when the car chases happen, multiple car chases. I think it's 3 to be exact. 1, 2. Yes, 3 car chases to be exact. The first one happens, some like redneck type dudes. They're like, they stop to get gas. Some redneck type dudes say something to Queen Latifah's daughter. She flicks them off. And then she gets in the car, and now they're chasing them. Like, I don't get it. Anyway, and
so all over the place. This movie has created you to be all over the place.
Because it's all over the place.
Okay,
so look, it's like car chases, money, the Aryan Brotherhood. You got rednecks. You got, I don't know, the Wild West reenactments. There's so much. So much happening in this movie. In 90 minutes. And it's not good.
Okay.
Well,
there you go.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks.
Yeah. I mean, I want them to win, but it just wasn't a good fit for them. So do not see End of the Road. You can have it on in the background. If you listen to it, you'll still know what happens. You don't have to visually see it. The way Queen Latifah is like fighting in some of the scenes, I'm just like, hold on, bro. Wait, hold on. You're not gonna do that. You like, there's one fight scene where like she goes to kick, and I know she kicks her leg high enough to like maybe kick over a chair, and she's supposed to kick a dude like in the chest,
in his face, or okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So
not realistic.
Not realistic, and not good. Okay. Not a good movie. End of the Road on Netflix. Check it out if you want. Don't.
Watch it or not.
Or no.
Okay.
I would say no.
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
do
I
it.
feel kind of bad because my first one also is one that I'm like, I don't even know if I can recommend it.
Yeah, good.
But
I like this path that we're going
well,
down.
it's a documentary series or whatever, so that's why I'm going to talk about it. I think it's 5 or 6 episodes or whatever, but it's called the Real Bling Ring. I don't know if you saw that on Netflix.
No, you told me about it, though.
So, yeah, The Real Bling Ring. So, it's a story about some teenagers who are in high school. So, you have a girl named Rachel Lee, another girl, Alexis Haynes, and Nick Nargo, I guess are the names. They have former names and all this stuff. So, anyway, that's what they're going by.
Okay.
So, basically, what it is that it's a story of young kids. Well, it starts off with Nick explaining his side of the story, which is, hey, I was this kid, a little bit of a misfit. I get connected with this girl named Rachel, and she's really cool and with the in crowd. So in order for me to like want to hang with her, I started doing things that she was doing, and she would steal from people. So what would happen is that they would leave, say, a party in the Hollywood Hills or something like that, because this all happens in California, and they would slowly ride by cars. This is in the preview. Slowly ride by cars, and he would drive, and she would have her hand out the window and pull on a door. And it doesn't open, they go to the next car, pull on a door.
Are these affluent kids?
Yeah.
Like, so they have money.
Well, let me put it this way. Nick talks about poor little me. I was like, here's Hollywood, here's Beverly Hills. I'm over on the other side in like the valley or whatever, which he was just making it sound like, you know, whatever. What I've come to realize about this docuseries is that everybody's blaming everybody else for their own behavior. I'll put it that way. It's people, it's
Very
young,
affluent
people acting badly and getting away with it to a degree. And then when they get caught, it's woe is me. So it's the most unwoke, most just hypocritical thing you've ever want to see in your life. So it
is definitely the world that we live in right now. That's the definition.
So what happens is she'll pull on a door, right? So she'll pull on a door. Oh, the door's open. He'll stop the car. She'll hop out. She'll go in the car, and she'll just get everything that she can get out of it. So if it's money in the in the glove compartment, whatever she can find. So he was like, and then one night she pulls on the door opens, the keys are in the visor. She just says, oh, well, I guess I got a new car. So then they drive that car to school like every single day of the week, and she's like driving this Porsche or whatever it was. Like, so
she wanted attention.
They just wanted to get away with petty theft, basically. And as you're watching the show, it says, oh, Grand Theft Auto, then this is how much, time they could get. Yeah. Oh, now they've added, accessory to, whatever kind of crime, like his accessory, her doing the crime, this is how many years they could get. Then it's this, then it's that. They don't get none of them years. But anyway, it's like, why are y'all walking us through all of this? It's so ridiculous. So anyway.
That just makes me... You know what grinds my gears?
What grinds my gears?
What grinds my gears? That grinds my gears.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It is like you're watching it. You're angry watching it because you're just like, these rich kids just getting away with whatever. So then he decides, okay, well, both of them decide they're just going to continue to steal, right? So what do they target? Paris Hilton's house.
Oh, okay.
So they realize the guy is like, hey, social media started up.
Wait, Paris or Perez?
No, Paris.
Okay.
Perez is on the show.
Oh, okay, all right.
So he kind of became famous as all this was happening because he was covering the story of these kids going around robbing all these people.
Get out of here, okay.
So, yeah, it was crazy. But so Paris Hilton...
Yeah.
And social media just getting going while these kids were in school. So what would happen is maybe it was TMZ or whatever was catching somebody at the airport while they're getting ready to leave LAX. Well, that would be a clue to them. Ding, ding, ding. We can go steal from them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they were just following social media to find out when people were leaving home or to see that somebody was in Milan or to see somebody was in New York Fashion Week. And then he said back then it was easier to find out where famous people were on the internet. Okay. So he would go through, do all of his digging, figure out all these different ways, find out where they live, knew it was probably in some area of Beverly Hills, Calabasas, whatever. Yeah. And so then they would go to the house, hop over. They would sometimes have to hike through mountains to then hop over a fence.
Because it's like gated communities.
The homes are up against a mountain.
Yeah, or else it's like gated communities.
And they couldn't go through the gate. So they would do all these ways and like they would figure out back trails and stuff before the person even left and just know for it in their back pocket when this person leaves in 2 months, this is what we're going to do.
This sounds like an Ocean's 11.
Oh my God, it was crazy. So then they go into Paris's house, right? They break in, they walk around, they get whatever they want. They take things, but they're trying not to take obvious things. But like if Paris Hilton had like $50,000 just laying around the house in different places or in a safe or whatever, then maybe they take 10 or 15. They would take a purse. They would take some clothes. Like the girls would take clothes because she's like, oh, I can wear Paris Hilton's clothes. He would take money and watches and things like that because he was like, oh, I can take this stuff and sell it or resell it, sell it to kids at school out the back of the Porsche that we just stole. Yeah. So they had this whole little thing going on, right? They stole from Lindsay Lohan's house. They did Paris 3 times.
Oh, wow.
And they stole from Orlando Bloom.
Oh, okay.
So they also stole from some girl from the hills or whatever that TV show was called or something like that. So anyway, people were just so traumatized sometimes by finding out, like Lindsay Lohan was like, I can't stay in that house anymore. Like I feel violated because they have already, figured out how to get in. And then you have also the fact that they said it's not our fault that rich people leave all the doors open and windows open. Like, because you're in a gated community, because they never like broke a window to get in. They always would go to a window and open it or go to a door and open it, but they never like actually broke in, quote unquote, to a house. And so they're like,
there was no breaking, just entering.
Yes, just entering. So it was like, welcome. The welcome mat was for me. So let me go ahead and go in. And so they were seeing it as we're robbing from the rich. So there's no harm, no foul. That was what they tried to say, like that was their justification. So Nick is telling his side of the story. That's his side. Then they move over to this other girl named Alexis. She's telling her side. A little bit Alexis. So she's telling her side, and she's basically like, yes, I grew up rich and affluent. My mom was a model, trying to do a little amateur acting. She wanted us to get into it. I'm doing all these things. And the pressures of Hollywood made it so that I just felt like I had to have certain things in my life. And because of that, I joined the ring. And I only did it once at Orlando Bloom's house. But then they tried to say that I was the mastermind of this whole thing. And I just don't understand. And it's like, are you freaking kidding me? So she did only participate in one thing, which was Orlando Bloom's
Is that
house.
for sure?
Per her and Nick. And her and Nick don't see eye to eye on anything. Okay. Because Nick is like, why are they... Because they did a TV show about the Bling ring. Okay. Now they're calling this one the real Bling ring. So therefore, they're trying to like explain all these things. And the main person in the movie or the TV show, I think it was a movie, about these thefts was Jaime, I think it ended up being Jaime from, the swords, the Harry Potter, or Hermione, what is the girl's name?
Hermione.
Yeah, somebody like that. I think it was her, but if it wasn't, it was somebody like her.
Wait, I think I do know what you're talking about.
And so what ended up happening is that whoever played her, and I could be totally wrong about who it was, because I didn't look that up, but the most famous person in that movie about the Bling ring played Alexis. And Nick was like, she wasn't the mastermind. If anybody was the mastermind, it was Rachel. And, and I too was, or I was more of a mastermind than she was. So anyway.
Yeah, Emma Watson was in the one from 2013.
Oh, maybe that's Emma Watson.
Okay. Yeah, she's the one who played Hermione.
Oh, okay.
Hermione.
However
say it right now.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, that's what it was. So Emma played Alexis. Alexis was like, I don't know why they had her to play me because I wasn't the mastermind. But she was she was one of the richest ones. So therefore, they were trying to say she was the mastermind. She said she was only at one thing. And they have video because these famous people do have cameras set up to see who's walking up to their house. Most of the time, it was just Nick and Rachel. But occasionally, you would have the one time that Alexis did it, a whole group of them walked up. But regardless, you knew what you were doing. Yeah. You knew that you were buying all of the Chanel and all of these, bags and all this stuff from out of his trunk of his car. And now she's trying to act like, well, I didn't know he had stole them. I thought he was a stylist. Like, and I'm like, y'all are all like barely in high school or barely out.
But they have to do that because of like legal reasons. So then that way they don't actually do time.
So I'm not even going to talk about it and give these people any more shine, because it's like just the way in which like Nick will tell the story and smirk, and it's like he's free right now, so you're knowing that he didn't spend all this time. Like they were like, exactly, everything that he did could have led to 48 years or something like that. And you're like, well, you sitting here right now and you ain't even 48 now. Exactly. So I know that you didn't get the time that you probably deserve.
They probably got community service. And then they went to like their dad's.
They all kind of knew they were a little bit roasted in the trial, because they said that everybody else wouldn't testify, like a Paris Hilton or something like that. I think because they're like too embarrassed to like go and tell your whole business out there and all the stuff they stole and you were vulnerable or whatever. But Orlando Bloom was like, I'll go and I'll sit on that stand and I'll tell the story. And then that's what started making people like want to back away and not like take a deal as opposed to.
Then also I wonder if it's like, I don't know how Orlando Bloom was raised. You know, if Paris Hilton was rich her whole life, so she might just be like, oh, it's just like stupid stuff, whatever. But you know, and Orlando Bloom would have been like, heck no, these kids need to go to jail.
Yeah, they need to be punished for their crimes. And that's how the girl who was from the TV show, she felt. She was like, no, they need to be punished, and they can't fall on, you know, the fact that, you know, well, Hollywood made you feel like you had to have all these things, and the pressures of everything that Hollywood puts on young people makes it so that, you know, you just do what you have to do in order to make it look like you have affluence or something to that effect. It was just a frustrating show to watch. It kept me engaged. I can't even say entertained, engaged, because I was like, all right, I'm seeing what they're trying to portray. Mm-hmm. And the reenactments of everything, I was like, and they showed real videos of them outside the house, or real videos of different things. So real videos of like the court case and real videos of the, they're so funny. So Alexis's family was trying to get like a Keeping Up with the Kardashian type show. And the police show up the day of their first taping to arrest her for this. And it's just like,
that would actually make a really good show.
Well, that's what they were originally thinking too. So then they started following her with her trying to get a lawyer and following her with trying to get a thing. But long story short, nobody cared about these people. Yeah. So, and then the crazy thing, like her mom was very like culty. Like she was just more like, I don't know. She just is different. So everything for her was about being successful, talking success, verbally saying exactly what you want consistently. And they had to read a certain script, her and her daughters, every single day of what they had to say. I want abundance. We are going to pursue
Scientology. Got it.
No, but actually it was this church that they were a part of. Okay. But weird enough, the church was based on the foundings of The Secret.
Oh, you did tell me about that.
But The Secret was used in a way to manipulate people. It was just it was just all twisted. So anyway,
because remember we can start cults. Like anybody can start a cult.
Yeah, like in our very first podcast, or one of the first ones, how you were talking about that woman had a cult. Yeah, she had a cult. Yeah. So, you know, just a random person.
Just one random person. Wow.
So, anywho, that's it. If look, watch it or don't.
Yeah, or not.
And it's the real Bling ring on Netflix. So, back to you, sis.
Okay. Another one that I want to talk about. How do I say this? Okay, so everybody knows Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Everybody loves Game of Thrones. But House of Dragon. Now is the first season. I know they're trying to like do better than what they did the last season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they're trying to make up for the last season.
But they're not.
No.
Okay. So also, this is my opinion, guys. This is my opinion. Okay, so House of Dragon. It's episode 7. I think we're on like 6, 7. Mm-hmm. We're going into 7. I think.
Yeah, I think it's going into 7.
Why is the cast flopping? So like, there are 45 cast members,
as always.
But the 45 cast members that we see all the time have been like, they're actually just 7 people that they have flopped and like switched to like different ages, like, and now it's a cast of 45.
Right.
Really.
So it's like you got used to in the
You got
beginning,
used to
a
10
cast-
people.
Well, and you got used to a cast of, main characters who might have been like teenagers, early 20s, something to that effect. Then they skip ahead, and then you have to get used to this cast of people who are like in their 30s or something like that.
What's this?
And it's like, I don't know these people.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, all right, look, all right. First of all, let me write down let me tell you what I got as my notes. Okay. It's a whole lot of nothing going on.
Yes, this is true.
It's an extreme amount of nothing happening. It's like a whole lot is happening, but it's nothing.
A lot is happening. Fights are happening. Wars are happening.
People are getting like dragons are killing their riders, and it's
a lot happening, but
there's nothing happening.
Boring. Yeah,
nothing at all.
Yeah, nothing of consequence or substance.
Yeah, I think the best thing that we saw was like the kids fighting.
That was funny.
I swear, the best scenes that I've seen in the seven episodes is the two little kids. Like, what was it? No, it was five. It's 5 little kids and they're fighting.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
And they were like ages 6 to maybe 12. Mm-hmm. And that was the best thing that I saw of the whole season so far. Like,
and it was intense. It was tension.
Yeah,
it was tension for
I mean, and
fighting.
this was like a Fight Club fight scene, you know? But yeah, a whole lot of nothing's happening. Okay. Next thing. Like, why is it that the time just jumps? Okay, see episode 1. Episode 1. It's let's say it's 1990 in episode 1.
Okay.
Just give an example.
Even though it was the 70s.
Episode 2 is 2025. That's what it feels like. It just jumps forward so fast. But I mean, it's not. But it jumps forward like 3 years.
It jumps forward 3 years, then it jumps forward 10.
10 years. Yeah, what is happening?
So it's almost all new characters. And the weird thing is, some characters grow up a lot. Yeah. Some characters look exactly the same. And some people age more than they probably should.
It's like a soap opera, but not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
because they do jump kids up high.
Yeah, in a soap opera. So, I mean, it's crazy. I don't get how that happens. Because you're so invested in these certain characters. These, main characters.
Yeah, I like the first characters. And now I don't know these people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who are these people? Mm-hmm. I don't know these people.
Harpo?
Who is that woman, Harpo? Who that woman? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get why they would do this. Oh, okay. Anyway, it's okay. Everybody's crazy about power. That is the thing. Mm-hmm. From the other season that we saw, well, I'm not trying to like say this is supposed to be the same, but it was more of like, hey, this is your house. This is your house. Look, we want to make it all one kingdom. But only certain people want to make it one kingdom. We all just chilling right now. Mm-hmm. This one is just like, it's one family. And they're all trying to be king and queen. Yeah. This one family.
Yeah. It's more like, I think that what Game of Thrones grew to in the first series was, we respect who's on the throne. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And we are all trying to work with who's on the throne of the 7.
Exactly. We're all allies.
We're all working together. We all need to come together for the White Walkers anyway, and the all this kind of stuff. Now, I might want my family to marry into that family or something to that effect, and that brings prestige on us. But we're not trying to take anybody.
We're not trying to kill nobody. We're not trying to like do nothing like that.
Yeah, and we're not putting all this pressure on the king.
If you have watched Game of Thrones, I swear every one of the Targaryens in the high towers and all of them, every one of them is Cersei. Every one of them is a Cersei. Every one of them is a Cersei. They want. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. Okay. I feel it in my bones.
Well, I will definitely say that the queen, who was very quiet and shy and whatever before she became the queen, is a Cersei now.
Oh yeah, she's definitely Cersei. Mm-hmm. But then it's also like, I kind of think that the main character is Cersei. I don't know.
You don't have any likable characters.
No. You know who I like? I wrote her name down.
Oh, who do you like?
Her name is Eve Best. The actress name is Eve Best. She plays Princess Rhaenys Targaryen, the one who's married to the Valerion.
Oh, the lady
Yeah.
with the blonde hair. Well, all of them.
Yeah, all the blonde hair.
Duh.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, so you like her?
Yeah, because
the
she.
grandmother.
Yeah,
The
because
grandmother.
she don't care. She just she told her husband, bro, why you keep bringing this up? Like I told you, I'm not worried about this. I'm not pressed on this.
Yeah.
I don't
because
care
she
about this.
She was overlooked on the throne because she couldn't become queen because she was a woman.
Exactly.
So they overlooked her and went to her cousin because he was the oldest male in the family, and therefore he became king.
And then her husband's just like, we need to take.
Yeah, we got to take.
Like we gotta take this back. Like, come on, we gotta get together. She's like, bro, chill, pump your brakes. Like, I don't even worry about that.
No, because she got over it a long time ago.
Yeah, because she's like, yo, look at us. We chilling right now. We are the whatchamacallit, the realm of the sea and everything.
Yeah.
We are good. Like, calm down. I don't get it. Like everybody else, I don't know. I like her so far.
Yeah, that's true. And I like the pregnant one. I'll just leave it at that. She wasn't bad. She was. I mean, you have to think,
she wasn't bad. No.
From a young girl all the way up. She just,
Nina, she was only in the show for
I
a
know.
total of 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes in 6
trying to say
episodes.
that she was, but I'm just saying that.
No, we're not even saying who it is, but I'm just saying it was 3 minutes.
Yeah.
She had one monologue.
It's a
She
lot
had
of
one
torture.
dialogue.
There's a lot of torture on women in this show.
Yeah, but she had one dialogue.
Yeah, and I liked her.
And then she
She
had
was really pretty.
one thing that she said multiple times. And then that was it. She was done. She was no longer part of the cast.
All right. So.
Oh God! All right, so yeah, like I said, she like the lady who I said Eve Best. She's my favorite right now.
Okay.
She's in 7 out of the 10 episodes of the first season.
Might be dead by the end of the
She
season.
might be. I don't know.
It's like Ned.
Yeah, like Ned at its stock.
Yeah.
I don't know, but let me tell you this: how they did the advertisement is awesome. How they did the advertisement and everything for it is awesome, because if you look anywhere that you looked at, if you were just to Google, House of Dragons, when it first came out, it was the young girl. What was her name? Millie Alcock.
Okay.
Alcock.
Yeah.
She was on everything.
Yep.
Then when they fast forward 75 years, it's not really, but it's 10 years. But then now you can't find her anywhere. But now they have Emma Darcy standing in the place just like her.
Exactly like her. Yep. Yeah.
They knew what they were doing with that. I mean, it's like young Rhaenyra, old Rhaenyra, but. Bruh, I was invested in young Rhaenyra, bruh.
Because in all of the episodes, all the trailers and everything leading up to
was her.
That's who you thought you were going to be following, like you followed
Daenerys.
I couldn't think of her name. Daenerys. So you thought she was your current Daenerys. And she is, but she's going to change 15 times.
Yeah. Like, is she going to get even
look
older?
Different every single time.
Is she going to turn into, like, I don't know, Jane Fonda, like, next season?
Jane Fonda playing her. That'll be funny. You never know. You never know.
And then it's going to be a whole another thing. But I mean, like, I wish if they would have done that, it would have jumped forward like a lot further.
Yeah.
Instead of just like it was 3 years and was like, was it 3 years twice or something like that?
I don't remember.
I think it was
if they were going to jump it, they should have jumped it.
I want to say it was 3 years, 6 years, and then 10 years.
I think they should have jumped it after the first episode. Like, just jump it ahead. Tell what you got to say in the first episode.
And just jump it ahead.
So
exactly.
people don't invest in these characters.
Thank you. I agree.
Unless they're going to end up doing a lot of flashbacks. If they do flashbacks and they're going to have new and young, and this is how it's going to be like This Is Us, where these characters are always around either way, then maybe you'll include some investment. But they haven't done that yet.
I don't even know. Have they? How long have they written for the House of the Dragons? Like, how long is their contract for?
You mean how many seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
Because if this season blows, then they might just be like, all right, so now we're gonna do House of I don't know.
Because there's supposed to be multiple.
House of Lannister.
Yeah.
Because a Lannister always pays his debts. No, they might do that. Actually, I would watch that one.
Yeah,
but
see, this one I think they went with because it's dragons.
It's dragon.
Like,
it's dragon.
Like, how do you not capitalize
on the dragons?
Yeah. So, but anywho.
But okay, yeah, but it's just a lot and a little bit of time.
There you go.
You know, it's a lot in a little bit of time, and I don't know if I'm gonna be here for it.
I don't know after the first
for
season.
season 2.
Yeah, first they're gonna really have to do something to make me come back for season 2. But
somebody's
right
gonna
now,
have to talk me into it.
Yeah, and it's not even must see TV at the moment like it was that very first night where everybody in the world was watching it.
It was a blackout.
System,
It was they crashed the HBO system. It was a national crash.
Yeah. Exactly.
Actually, it might have been a worldwide crash. I don't even know. Nobody can get in.
But now it's like
it's just like, all right, you can just watch it.
Yeah, you can watch it on Thursday. That's what we did. We watched it on Thursday and then watched it again.
Oh yeah, wait, did you watch House of Dragons? I didn't watch it either yet. All right, let's watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, it's not the anticipation like it used to be.
And then I will say it did take me a while to get into the regular Game of Thrones too. It wasn't automatic.
Yeah,
I wasn't a fan initially. It just took me some
didn't jump 45 years.
It never jumped.
And it didn't jump at all.
Didn't jump.
So the jumping, I think, is what's thrown me off. Because if they would not have jumped, I probably would have been better.
Yeah, I would have been totally for that story. And then next season have a jump, like The Crown.
Yeah, like The Crown.
I can deal with it.
Like the freaking Crown.
Right. Now it's like, oh, this is my queen now. Then the queen
Forget about it. Do it like The Crown. Come on. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But yes, they should have done it like The Crown. But anyway, that's House of Dragon. It's on HBO Max.
Watch it.
It's just,
or don't.
Just do the cliff notes. Just go on YouTube and watch somebody's review of it. You'll be fine. Yeah. Trust me.
Whew, okay.
All right, what's your next one?
All
I'm
right,
sorry I'm such a Debbie Downer today, but I'm just saying.
Well, I'm going to bring us up.
Okay, my last one is going to be kind of bringing us
up. My next two are going to be up. I mean, well, this one's not.
If it's up, then it's stuck.
Oh, gosh, okay. No, I was going to say this one is more like I enjoyed watching this.
Okay, okay.
So that is good. So it's Blood Red Sky on Netflix.
What?
You haven't heard of it?
Blood Red Sky? No.
Yeah. So
what is it about?
Let me tell you about it. So there are no actors that you would even know of. And they don't think that they're definitely not speaking English, but they're doing the whole mouth moving differently than the words. But I'm telling you, the acting and everything was so on point. I didn't even pay attention to that anymore. I was just watching the action take place, and you forget and not paying attention that, the words aren't moving with the mouth. So that part, sometimes it gets on my nerves.
Oh, I started watching this.
Yeah, because I thought that you might have, because I was like, wait a minute, it's already like 4 minutes in.
Yeah, I started watching it, and then I was just like, wait, because I like this lady as an actress.
Okay, I don't know who she is, but
yeah. I've watched her on some other things. You've seen her on some other stuff too. She was on What Happened to Monday?
Never saw it.
Okay.
Everything that you're going to tell me, I've never saw it because I've never seen her before.
Okay, cool.
But anywho, so basically, it is a movie about a little boy. So it starts with this little boy carrying luggage at the airport, right? And you're looking at this little boy in these bags, and you're like, where is his mama? Where's his daddy? Like, what's going on? Yeah. So he gets it, and he checks it in, and they're like, oh, just go ahead and do this. And they're like, where are your parents? And they're like, oh, she's coming. She's, with the car and everything like that. So he packs the bag. The mom is still at the hotel. And he calls her and is like, Mom, I got the bags checked. Are you coming? And she's like, yeah. And you're looking at her and you're just like, okay, she doesn't look like she really wants to go to the airport, or like somebody's maybe forcing her to do something at the airport. So you're kind of just trying to figure out what's going on. Finally, the mom comes and she kind of looks sick, and they make it look like she has maybe cancer or leukemia or something like that. She goes into the bathroom before she meets him. She gives herself a shot. The shot looks like it's very painful for her, so she's like moaning and wincing and all of that, right? So then she, puts her medication away. She meets up with him. He's actually talking to this guy that he met. The guy was just like, hey, this little kid's by himself. Let me just kind of hang out with him because we're on the same flight. So the flight is heading towards New York from somewhere overseas. I can't remember where. And they end up having a hijack situation on the plane, right? And so you're thinking that, they're just doing this normal flight over, and that the story is going to be about this mom and her being really sick, or, I was thinking maybe she was going to be like a drug mule for somebody. Like the medications that she has aren't even ones she should have. Well, come to find out that the hijackers, they're trying to find all the Muslim people on the plane to make them read a statement so that way it'll look like they're the ones who are taking over the plane. And then the hijackers have their own parachutes so that they can jump out of the plane. So then all the people are like, we're going to die because if they're going to jump out, they're not going to let us land. One of the pilots is one of the hijackers of the plane, so it's just so much going on with that. And so in the process of doing all of that, they end up shooting the mother because the little boy gets out of the seat. They're supposed to be hands on the front of the seat in front of you with your head down. Like they're just telling everybody, keep your heads down, hands on the seat in front of you. The mom looks up. The little boy is like, Mommy, don't look up, don't look up. And she's just looking up and the people look at her and they're putting the gun in her face and all that kind of stuff. Something startles the boy. I can't remember what it was. He gets up, jumps out and runs towards the bathroom. The mother gets up and runs after him. And I'm like, kids. This is why I don't have kids. No, let me stop. So anyway, what happens is she runs after him and the craziest hijacker, kind of a little lunatic, he's like, ma'am, stop. You can't go back there, whatever. And he just shoots her. While she's just trying to go, and she's like, I'm trying to get my kid, and he just shoots her like twice. So,
I mean, he's a hijacker. That's kind of his job.
Well, on a plane, do you shoot people with air and cabin pressure? And I mean, I just thought that was a little extreme. Okay. So anyway, taser, something. I don't know. But anyway, so they end up the boy sees this happening and they grab him and put him back in the seat and are like, look, you're going to stay here. This is what happened to your mom, basically, because you're not listening. So then the mom's in the back. She got pushed her to the side, closed the curtain, whatever. All of a sudden her eyes start opening. And all of a sudden she starts moving. And all of a sudden she's crawling around. And she's just like, and what they do is they show former clips of her life before she got to this plane, basically, and when she was married and her husband and what happened with her husband because he's passed away and all these different things. So the next thing you know, she's down in the undercarriage where all the luggage is, and she basically, as hijackers come into that area or plan their escape to jump out or whatever, she's a freaking vampire.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And that's the blood red sky. So she is the blood red person in the sky on this plane. But she's conscious of what she is doing. And she is trying to use her powers for good in regards to going only after the people who are bad and the hijackers. So she's killing them and sucking all their blood. Nobody really cares. But the people on the plane are scared to death of her because she had a wig on and everything. So now she's bald. She's got the bangs and the crazy looking teeth and all this stuff. And
I mean, I would freak out too because I'm like, am I next
on the plane? Right?
Am I next?
Are you hungry? Are you getting ready to come after my neck next? You know, so it's just a lot going on. So the little boy is like, mom. So you can know the boy is aware that his mom is a vampire.
Okay.
And that he was doing all this for her because of the daylight. So he was bringing the luggage and doing all that. So she couldn't be in the day, So you realize as you're watching it, like, oh, this is all making sense. But for the most part, that's really all you need to know about it. That she is using her powers for good and that she is trying to save the plane and to save her son. Okay. Even if it's at her own detriment. But the more blood she's drinking and the more she's doing these things, the more vampire-like she gets, and the more she's leaving her true self. Okay, so she starts doing some interesting and different things.
So she stops becoming a mom, and she's now a vampire completely.
She gets to a close point like that. But then
I remember.
You just have to see how the movie unfolds to kind of know what all happens. There's a lot of action, and the action was really, really good. How the ending of it was not what I was anticipating or expecting. So that was.
Is it a bad ending or a good ending?
I guess it depends on who you.
Did it leave you wanting more? Was it one of those endings where it was like, really? Why didn't you tell me about this?
Nah, it was closure, I feel like it wasn't.
Because Honk If You Love Jesus gave me that. And I was just like, I asked you, and you were just like, oh, I was just going to wait. I was like, why can't you just tell me?
No. I think that it is, ending that is like, okay, I could see where that could be the ending for a vampire movie. I mean, it's not a real movie anyway. So like for something like this to happen, I think it's like, okay, it kind of makes sense. So, but anyway.
But no, I do remember this movie, and I remember why I turned it off.
Okay.
Because I thought it was the lady from What Happened to Monday, and her name is Numi Rapis.
Okay.
So I thought it was her because with the wig on, it kind of looked like her.
Oh, okay, but it wasn't.
But then once I started watching, I was like, wait a second, that ain't the same lady, and I turned it off.
Oh, but you could have still watched.
Yeah, I mean, but see, this is the thing. I don't like movies with subtitles really like that.
Yeah, but you didn't have to, like, they had all the words in English for you to listen to. But
but I hate that with a passion.
But that's what I was saying. I don't really care for it, but as I watched it, I totally missed and forgot that it was the case because...
maybe I'll try.
Yeah, it wasn't standing out to me as much as some other shows do. Okay. I'll just put it that way. So, and maybe after a while, I just lose it just all starts meshing together. Like with me with the heist, Money Heist. I don't even pay attention to it anymore.
Money Heist can't watch it just because of that fact.
Yeah, so there you go.
See, that's what I'm saying? Like,
I need to watch that season.
It bothers me.
We got to keep going. So, all right, yours is next, babe.
Okay, so I want to talk about another kind of jacked up movie.
Okay.
It's good.
That was long good.
It's good, but it's okay. Let's just talk about it. All right, it's called Meet Cute.
Oh yeah, Meet Cute. I've heard you
it's on Peacock. That. Peacock, I love you. Your app is amazing. Just putting that out there. Shout out to Peacock. Mm-hmm. So the stars of Meet Cute are Pete Davidson and Kaylee. Is it Cuoco?
Mm-hmm. From The Flight Attendant.
Yeah, from The Flight Attendant and from Big Bang Theory.
Yep.
There are some others, but like in the movie, it's like a total. They're like all these people together in the movie are probably like a total of 20 minutes in the movie, besides Pete Davidson and Kaylee.
Okay.
Everybody else just kind of like they're there, but you don't even know their names. So. Okay. All right. So Sheila, who is Kaylee's character, so she really likes this guy. She met him at a bar. His name is Gary, and that's played by my boy PDD. So she tells him she's a time traveler. And he's like, that's a joke. And then they leave and they go, she's like, hey, you want to go to dinner? He's just like, yeah, sure. I like how this conversation is going. You're funny. They go on a date and then like right from the jump, they're hitting it off. So the date goes good. Then Sheila starts to become a little weird. And then she like drives him away. Because now she's starting to say stuff that he's about to say.
Oh,
because she's a time traveler. Well, so she says.
Yeah.
So like yeah, but so like then she has like these like elaborate stories about like I don't know, she just keeps going on about stuff about herself and then things that happened to her and blah blah blah. He just kind of like, yeah, all right, cool, I'm gonna go. I'm out. Yeah. But it just keeps happening over and over again. So like the next day, she comes to him at the bar. She's just like, she says what the bartender's about to say. She's saying that to him, and he's just like, oh yeah, okay. And she's like, yeah, give me this down here with this guy. She comes up to him, hey Gary, what's going on? I'm Sheila, blah 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 blah. He's just like, okay, have we met? It gets weird like that. The thing is that this movie is, I'm gonna say, insanely romantic.
It's a movie or a TV? Oh, I thought it was a TV show.
No, it is
a movie. Okay.
It is insanely romantic, meaning these people are insane, but they're in love. That's what I mean by insanely romantic. Yeah, so it's like a couple questions. Like, all right, so is she really a time traveler?
Okay.
Yeah or
no?
Question. Or is it like a Groundhog's Day type thing? Shout out to Andy McDowell and Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, yeah.
Is it something like that? Is it just a dream? Like, what is it that's going on? Like, I'm not going to give you the information what it is, but it's just something like that. Yeah. But like I said, it's insanely romantic. It's very toxic.
Toxic relationship.
No, it's just a toxic movie.
Oh, toxic.
Like, okay, so when I say toxic movie, I mean like the things that happen in the movie are toxic.
Oh.
But they don't really have a relationship because they just met each other.
Right.
See,
Is
look
it
at
like
your
50
face.
First
See?
Dates? Some of that too, like.
It could be a possibility of that. I'm not gonna say what it is.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
it could be that.
It sounds like
could
it
be
could be a
something
little
like
of that too. Like when you mentioned all these other Groundhog Day and stuff, that's like 50 First Dates. So she just can't remember after 24 hours.
The closest thing that I've seen to this that would like define how their relationship is. Do you remember that movie Deep Water that had Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas in it?
Yeah, you talked about it, but I never watched
Where
it.
she was just like doing stuff to get like kind of like a rise out of him and stuff like that. Toxic relationships, kind of like that.
No.
But she thinks that she's doing good, and he thinks that he's doing good. But I don't know. It's weird, but it works. It works. Somebody's mind
is twisted.
It's like a Rubik's cube.
Oh gosh.
I'm trying to tell you, and I got the cheat code. I just peeled the stickers off, put them right where they need to be, and I wrote this down. I kind of see how it could be romantic-ish, but then I'm also like, this is insane.
But is it romantic, or is it like it's not healthy? So then it can't be romantic. It would have to be. It's literally a toxic.
It's a toxic.
You can't say relationship.
It is a insanely toxic rom-com that is an Ouroboros. Catch-22. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's like, because you have no idea what's going on with this movie.
You're watching it the whole time and like
until like it's like later on, and then you're just like, oh wait, that okay, that's the thing.
That's making sense now. Okay. Got it. Well,
I
mean, oddly enough, and a lot of times when you talk about things like this, I never want to look at it, but now I kind of want to.
Yeah, no, I mean, like this is something to look at. This is a good one. That's what I said. I'm bringing it up.
It's weird, so therefore, I don't know. You wouldn't think that you would want to look at it.
No.
You're my curiosity.
You're gonna want to look at it because you're gonna want to know why. But then at the end, it works.
Okay.
And then also at the end, you're like, well, wait. It kind of gives you like, is there hope for this couple?
Mm-hmm.
Are they gonna be a thing, or are they not gonna be a thing? It's so much rolled into one.
What can and cannot come of this relationship?
Yes, but like at the end, you're just like, oh, yeah, you sound like Tim Allen. Yeah, but I mean, I kind of liked it.
Okay.
But then I also was kind of like, there's going to be some girl who's going to be insane and think that this is going to be...
This is okay.
This is fine. Yeah. This is okay.
It's not okay.
It's never okay.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, now I feel like I have to watch it just from a human behavior perspective.
Yes.
A psychology major.
Human behavior perspective. If you like a rom-com, watch it. If you were into like things that really make you think, watch it. But it's good.
Okay.
But it just makes you be like, why do I like this?
Yeah.
Or like, do I not like this? Wait, do I like this? I don't even know. It makes you get one like back and forth. Meet Cute on Peacock. Check it out. PDD. Kaylee Cuoco. See, I can't even say that.
Say it 5 times fast. No, I'm just joking. All right.
PDD Casey. Boom.
There you go. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, check it out.
All righty.
What's your last one? What you got?
My last one is the new season of 90 Day Fiancé. Happily Ever
Fiancé.
After. Happily Ever After.
You in these 90 days.
Can I tell you their life? They are life.
There's as many 90 days as there is as jumps in the House of Dragons.
Yeah, it's a lot of 90 days.
It's a lot of 90 days.
You have the single life and the regular 90 days.
We didn't count. It's like 8 of them. It's six or 8 of them.
It's a lot, but I'm here for every single one of them. Right. So, Happily Ever After, just to give you some backstories. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to give you some stories about some people. And then we're going to wrap this up. So here we go. We have Sumit and Jenny. Sumit and Jenny. He is 34. She is 64. So there's a 30-year age difference there.
Okay.
And they got married at the end of last season. So now that's why it's called Happily Ever After, question mark, is the name of the show.
This is 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. Who is from where?
Good point.
Yes.
Sumit is from India.
Okay.
Jenny is from the United States.
Okay, so
And
she got the 401k.
Moved
Gotcha.
to India.
Oh, wow.
So he is not on her visa. He can't leave his parents. So therefore, I guess with the Indian culture, you have to have your parents' blessings to get married, and you don't leave them, and you take care of them after they reach a certain age, and all those things, and you have traditions. And so he was like, I don't care about the United States. And she was like, okay, I'll move over here with you. So she's been over there the whole COVID time, everything. She's been with her husband, Sumit, over there. Mind you, they had a lot of trouble getting married because his parents are like, hell to the no, to the no, no,
Are his
no.
parents and her the same age?
Yes. Yes. And his mom thought Jenny was there as her friend and not realizing that her and Sumit were together the entire time.
Right.
So it was like, oh, I just met this American lady. She's so nice and sweet, and we're just having her stay at our house and blah, 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 blah. And
Okay.
So all this was going on behind her back, so therefore she got mad and whatever.
I'd be mad
so
too.
age difference, also knowing that culturally he's not going to be able to have any children with her.
Yeah.
So then how does that impact everything? So he had to really choose between Jenny and his family, and he chose Jenny.
Okay.
And his mom said, you are dead to me, and I don't know you.
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, she left out crying, and I don't think he's talked to her since. So he's trying to really enjoy his time with Jenny. They're doing zip lining. They're doing Kama Sutra poses, or what is it called? Whatever.
What?
Yeah, like they're.
I don't want to hear about
with
that.
clothes on. We don't need to see all that. But
And I don't want to see it with clothes on. You said she was in his 30s.
Yeah.
And he's in his
60s.
60s.
Yeah. So anyway, that's Jenny and Sumit. Next couple, Angela and Michael.
Okay.
Angela, big Ange, as she used to be, but now she's losing weight, so she's skinny Ange. She is from Georgia.
Okay.
She's a Trump supporting, country smoking, like country cigarette smoking, taking United States
Her
flags
Misties. Her Misty
Her baby
120s.
Yeah, and taking all her, United States stuff to Africa, to Nigeria for Michael. And Michael's wearing all of his, paraphernalia and just like, can't wait to get to America.
And Michael's from where?
Nigeria. Yeah. So,
We gotta get a camera in here just for facial expressions. I swear.
So Michael loves Angie. Angela loves Michael. They got married in the last season. She had to come back home shortly after the wedding, and then COVID hit. So she hasn't seen him in 2 years.
Okay.
She is upset because he just opened an Instagram account or a social media account. So based on that, she's like, you're only opening it so you can talk to other girls, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I can make money off of there because people can endorse me. I'm kind of famous. So therefore, from the show. So therefore, I can make money from endorsements on there. It doesn't have anything to do with the women. Well, I see women commenting and da-da-da-da-da. Now, mind you, she does TikToks with a guy from Canada who's a salsa dancer and a former stripper. And she won't let him have his own, any social media whatsoever. She doesn't want him to have a job. She wants to control him. She wants, I am just like, what is happening with this
Red flag.
What is happening? But she can flirt, hey, honey, with the guy in Canada. And she can be all giddy and getting herself all made up. And then she's picking fights with Michael so that way it's like, let's break up. It's almost like, let's break up so that I can get with this other dude, which I don't even know if the other dude wants him. But anyway, but that's their drama. You have Libby and Andre. All I'm going to say about them is that Libby's brother, Charlie, hates her husband. Every time they're in the same room together, they have a knockout, drag out fight, brawl.
Oh, wow.
People have to get in between, try to pull them apart, the whole 9 yards. So she hasn't seen her brother in over a year because the last one was so bad that her father just was a puddle of tears crying in the corner like, why can't my family all get along? Oh. A lot of people blame her husband, Andre, as she calls him, but it's Andre basically. Okay. And so they blame him because he is very bossy. He is very I don't think he's Ukrainian. Where is he? Not Romanian. I can't think of where he's from. Moldova. So he's very direct and specific, and I'm a man, and and you're going to listen to what I say, and all of that. But she doesn't really stand up to him as much as she probably should. and her family isn't his biggest fan, but yet they also are kind of ticked off at their brother Charlie because he drinks too much, and when he drinks, he likes to fight and he likes to pick fights. So there's that story. You have Usman, Soldier Boy,
Soldier Boy,
and Kimbali.
Kimbali.
So he calls.
Those are the only ones that I know.
You do know. So you
That's
will literally see him on TikTok and be like,
Oh, Soldier Boy.
Yeah, and Kimbali. So
because
her name
he's
is
no
Kimberly.
longer with Baby Galisa.
No, not Baby Galisa no more. So now it's Kimbali. So Kimberly is actually a huge fan of his, came to watch him create a music video and was like, I am girlfriend potential. So he tells me, so I'm just going to do what I need to do to become the girlfriend. And she's like 50 something years old. He's in his 30s. And he's, I think, trying to just get to the United States personally. But he wants a second wife. He's like, look, you're too old to have a baby. So if we're going to get married, I'm going to need a second wife. Maybe a third and a fourth.
Can I say something really
second.
quick? So when I was listening to him talk on live,
Okay.
he was talking about how he in the U.S., you have, in order for you to be big and famous like Burna Boy, who is another African artist.
Okay.
You have to be in the U.S.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He said this on live with her little picture being in the
Right
corner.
there in the bottom. Yeah.
Bottom
So
corner.
she doesn't care though. This lady, I'm telling you, Kimbali cares so much for him that she does not even remotely care. She already told him he can have a second wife. She doesn't want to live in the same house with the second wife. She doesn't necessarily want to even engage with the kids of the second wife. But yeah, if you have a second wife, I don't care. Like, I'm going to be number one. I'm going to be in her mind. That's how she feels. But in his mind, I'm sure it's like, yeah, let me bring my favorite wife or favorite person from Nigeria or wherever in the world I find a woman that I like. And then you can be the woman helping me foot the bill. But I can live my life, but I don't know. That's my assumption. Because,
no, I absolutely see that.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
I don't know. He might love her dearly. I mean, at first he wouldn't even kiss her in public. Now he's doing that. So, the story's progressing.
Good luck, Kimbali.
Kimbali. And then last, I'll talk about Shahida and Belial. And so basically, I keep getting it confused because there's a Shaida and a Shahida. His ex-wife is Shaida and his new wife is Shahida. So it's
I like it. I'm here for it.
Oh my gosh, it's too much. But basically, their storyline is all this. She wants a baby. ASAP. Put it in. They even put it into the prenuptial agreement.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He want no more kids. He already has two. If they don't have another kid by the time that she's 40, he has to pay her money.
Who's from where?
Oh, I'm sorry. She is from Trinidad.
Okay.
Trinidad, and he's from like Kansas City, Missouri, or somewhere in Missouri.
Okay.
So, yep, that's their story.
Is he old?
No, he's probably in his 40s, late 30s, 40s. Well, he's got a little gray, so probably in his 40s. But, and she's 37, and she keeps talking about being 37 because in the contract, it's I have to have a baby by 40 or else you're going to pay. She was like, because you wanted to bring out a prenuptial agreement, well, then I'm going to make my money. If I don't have that baby.
That's true. That makes
you
sense.
You want to do all this papers and be all legal. Okay, well, you going to pay. So basically, that's where they are. So they go to a fertility specialist, and the whole time he's like wanting the fertility specialist to say, "You're too old. It's just probably not going to happen. You're in a high risk category, and you don't want to do that." And he's like, "So what you're saying is that she should wait for a couple more years before we have a baby." How is that going to make it less risk?
Yeah, exactly.
So the doctor is sitting there like, I know what he wants, and I know what she wants. She wants a baby now.
Yeah, and
he's saying, I already got 2 kids. I don't need any more. So therefore, she's like, I don't have any. That's not fair to me.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, then why did y'all get married?
They should have thought about that before they signed the paper.
Well, that's why the paper has that she's going to have a baby or she's going to get paid. Yeah. And by getting paid, it's basically like she wants to be able to be financially stable so that if they don't have a baby and they don't work out, she can start her own yoga studio in the United States. And she's a contortionist, basically, how she does it.
So, question.
Yeah.
Does she get to leave him and get the money?
They're not talking about it from that perspective because she's loving him. She's here for him, of course, not for a baby. But at the same time, you can see it in her eyes that I want to be a mother more than anything in this world. And if you're not going to give me that,
then you got to go.
I think she's not going to potentially stay around for it. So, anywho, but yeah, so those are the characters that are on 90 Day Fiancé on TLC.
The drama that you look at.
It's just the best. It's like, who are these people and why do they live these lives? And so, and why are they so petty? And why are they so? I mean, it's just so much going on. So
I feel like that should be the name of this episode. So much going on.
So much going on.
So
well, there
much
you
going
got
on.
it,
Yeah.
everybody. So thank you for watching us with another episode of
Sestra-Tainment.
Have a wonderful week, everybody.
Bye.